prepared a slide that will appear on the screen regarding the outcomes of the different sessions. I will quickly read it with you. It will be shared by email as well. So, FIA relationship and the FIA family, we had a strong interest about women motorsport project, and especially regarding the potential expansion of the Girls on Track program in Africa region. Also, we say that we have a complete women motorsport pack with many documents that have been produced by our commission that will be sent to all national representatives, and I invite the ISNs which have not appointed any at the moment just to send me an email to Sonia in order that we can record the name of your representative and just give the chance to that person to receive all necessary material for developing and encouraging more women in motorsport. Networks platform, it was very useful session, so with the help of Sonia, the delegates came to the table and you've been able to issue a new password and access and see how Networks platform is working. And I think you had a chance to appreciate that this new collaborative platform is very constructive, and it will be the place where all content delivered during the Congress will be available beginning of next week. Also, that's something we will ask to our IT department. It's to develop an app, a phone app. Then you can have networks everywhere and you can have access to all information quickly. The Rally Safety Task Force, remember the presentation made by Jacques. So the intention is to expand, is to have more countries that will take some benefits of the visits of the task force. The ISN reward program, so efforts to be made by ISNs regarding the activation of this program. So if you have any question, please come to Kate, because we need your contribution on that. We cannot do it on our own. So that's really an ISN program. The last point, many ISNs have expressed their interest to use the new Sport Club Development Program. That's something we'll work with Andrew and Graham to organize a proper launch to all ISNs worldwide in order they can ask and send the request and to be presented for the October meeting maybe of the ISN Development Task Force. Motorsport Development Plan. So the urgent priority is that an overall motorsport plan needs to be set up for the region and presented at the next Congress. So we surrender, and we spoke yesterday evening with the President, with Graham, with Alain. We need to work all together on that point and send something, and also Christian share something to the President and move forward and having something very concrete within the next few months in order to be ready for the South Africa Congress. XC Crosscar, so this discipline was identified as a strong tool to develop grassroots motorsport in the region. Karting to be reinforced. And the last point was about rally. There is a strong potential for developing rally, and now you have the good contact with the new rally people in the department, so please feel free to contact them. Commercializing ISN assets, new opportunities beyond licensing permits, including sponsorship, advertising, championship title rights can be expanded. So I think it was a useful session. And then maybe it's, you have some new ideas on some new assets that you can sell through your ISN. The workshop on licensing management system was held this morning. So, and Jean, you know, that's a common request we have in the different congresses in the region, that the FIA should help the ISN to have a proper standardized license structure, and then that the ISN can use easily. And what have been identified is that most of the license delivered are more like authorization system than a proper accreditation and certification system with no real competency framework. So we need a training plan. So we need really to work on that closely with the ISN. Finally, the insurance module. So definitely there is an appetite and a need from the ISN to have more information regarding insurance, and that's something that we would like to introduce next year. And the last workshop on the FIA Sport Ground program was managed by Kate and Madeleine. So very interesting projects were identified, and as both cluster individual, clusters of five cluster programs identified, including Rwanda. Other funding requests will include other items like timing equipment, medical vehicles, and so on. And the deadline is 28 August. Maybe we can do something for next year in order to, but that's, for Africa will be better because it's the Congress will be organized at the end of time, and we can anticipate. So let's see, but we are aware, Kate is aware that we are very tight with the schedule, but that's it. So now I invite Natasha and Madeleine to go to the table, and we would just like to hear Botswana. We have someone from Botswana in the room. Yes, so just please, if you just want to tell us something about the Congress and what you learned and what you think.
Okay, thank you. It was very beneficial for us to be here at this Congress because, as you're all aware, that we are just new in this ASN, and it was help us to grow the sport when we get back home. And we look forward that you guys really advise and show us the map to way forward. And we look forward that you come and at least come and do the training on mostly to officiate or to have people to become officials. So we're looking forward to get more help from you.
Thank you very much. It's duly noted. So now just would like to hear Burundi. Someone from Burundi. Please, donc, est-ce qu'on peut écouter, voilà, le président de la SN du Burundi pour vos commentaires. Merci.
Tout d'abord, vos écouteurs, pour ceux qui ne parlent pas le français. Ce congrès vient de nous ouvrir beaucoup plus sur le monde du sport automobile. Bon, nous pratiquons le sport automobile au Burundi depuis pas mal d'années, mais aujourd'hui nous avons acquis une expérience très profitable, justement en fonction de ce que la FIA nous a donné comme conseil. Et nous espérons, avec les conseils que nous avons reçus aujourd'hui, nous espérons bien réintégrer beaucoup plus dans la famille de la FIA, parce que je trouve qu'il y a beaucoup d'expérience. Nous avons encore beaucoup à gagner, nous avons encore beaucoup à apprendre. Et espérons que le prochain congrès qu'il y aura en 2019, nous serons aussi de la partie et nous pourrons peut-être donner beaucoup plus d'avis favorables en fonction de ce qu'on a appris aujourd'hui. Merci beaucoup.
Merci à vous. Donc le Congo, Serge, je t'ai vu, voilà, par là, Madeleine, merci.
Merci. Écoutez, je suis très heureux d'être ici avec vous. D'abord, j'apprends toujours un peu plus, ce qui est bien utile. Je dois dire que l'atmosphère est vraiment magnifique et ce que je demanderai dans les jours qui viennent, c'est une aide pour essayer de convaincre nos amis de Brazzaville et de l'Angola d'être avec nous à la FIA. Parce que nous sommes finalement un grand pays, le Congo, nous sommes très loin de nos voisins affiliés, c'est-à-dire le Burundi et le Rwanda. Et ça crée évidemment des difficultés matérielles si nous voulons avoir des compétitions où nous sommes ensemble. Et par contre, nous sommes à 20 km de Brazzaville, nous sommes à 200 km de la frontière de l'Angola. Il y a des rallyes qui se font en Angola, où nos pilotes vont, et réellement, je vais demander aux officiels de la FIA conseil pour les animaux, ça sera une chose positive. Voilà.
Merci Serge. I think that's the dossier on the table of Mr. Tati, isn't it? You confirm. You have a micro available if anybody wants to say something. Thank you. Donc la Côte d'Ivoire. Alain, ton cher collègue. Excuse-moi, depuis le début, je l'appelais Mortimer. Mais je sais que c'est un grand prénom. C'est déjà bien.
Mais je crois que sur ce congrès, j'ai appris beaucoup. Et ça fait plusieurs fois mon président m'a invité à l'accompagner et j'ai jamais eu le temps. Et aujourd'hui, c'est vrai qu'on n'arrête pas à lui tirer dessus sur les normes de sécurité, et puis il est exigeant et tout. Et via ce congrès, j'ai compris que la FIA, il suit la FIA et il nous met en avant. Et avec l'équipe de la FIA, on a appris beaucoup à nous de trouver la solution en Afrique de l'Ouest, d'essayer d'être plus de fédés et pour essayer d'agrandir la famille. Je dis grand merci à toute l'équipe, à tout le monde et super immense.
Merci beaucoup à toi aussi pour ta contribution et votre intérêt sur les différents projets qu'on vous a exposés. Donc on va travailler de concert pour avancer. Merci. Donc là, Eritrea. Do you have a delegate somewhere? Oui.
Okay, thank you. We were not participating this much before, but now we have started so many things, especially in what we have to do in our organization. And we have appointments and contacts. Thank Mr. Selim and Mr. Sachi. And so on. Thank you.
We're happy to have you here. If I'm right, that's the second participation in the Congress. Thank you, very pleased to have you here. Ethiopia? Oui, you can stand up if you want, just make it easy. Thank you.
We've got a very good and a lot of experience. Really, we appreciate FIA organizers and Rwanda's motorsport families. Totally, we would like to say thank you for all Africa's motorsport families.
Thank you very much. And I just move to Kenya. Just would like to hear Kenya, please.
Well, thank you very much to the organizers, Rwanda Motor Club, for putting together a conference that is truly of international status and welcoming us all. We enjoyed the hospitality. This conference achieves more than just learning. It is a fellowship where the entire African family comes together. And I think that is what I value most, because if it is just a question of learning, it is possible to send a lot of this stuff through the online models. But when we get together as people, we celebrate our success. And we are all working hard to make sure that the continent of Africa, which is the new frontier, is high up there in the world. And thank you to the FI family for supporting us. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your nice comments. Now just I move to Madagascar. Madagascar, s'il vous plaît. Vous êtes courageux après toutes les heures de vol et les annulations que vous avez eues.
C'est une parenthèse, mais finalement nous sommes arrivés. D'abord, je remercie le Rwanda Automobile Club pour leur accueil. Vraiment génial. Et finalement, nous avons pu encore tirer de bonnes choses à travers cette conférence. C'est sûr que pour Madagascar, il y a encore beaucoup à faire, mais grâce à ce genre de conférence, on peut avancer dans de bonnes choses, dans de nouvelles configurations, parce que comme la devise de la FIA, c'est promouvoir, que ce soit à travers les hommes, les femmes, mais toujours en respectant les règles qui doivent régir notre sport. Et on espère toujours être avec vous pour l'année prochaine et pour les années à venir. En tout cas, merci beaucoup.
Merci à toi. Maurice.
Merci. Ça fait de nombreuses années que je participe à ces conférences. Et cette conférence est très particulière dans la mesure où nous allons utiliser justement les grands, non pas pour s'équiper, mais pour fédérer. C'est-à-dire pour ramener vers nous les clubs qui ne sont pas affiliés à notre AFM et de mettre en commun du matériel pour les amener fédérer autour de notre association. Merci au club de Rwanda qui nous aura accueillis si chaleureusement et les finales pour l'organisation de cette conférence.
Merci beaucoup. Mozambique.
Merci. Je suis très heureux pour être ici pour la dernière fois. Qu'est-ce que tu penses de ce président avec nous français? C'est bien? Merci. The camps, it's very much better in these camps. We respect because respect the French language. The ambience is very good, the subject also, and we appreciate the big numbers, I repeat, the big numbers of members that are present in this conference. Congratulations for everybody, and also, and of course, for the FIA. Thank you very much, and see you maybe in Russia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marcus. So, now just Namibia.
So I can't speak in French. Yes, we'd like to thank Rwanda and the FIA for the opportunity. It's been very beneficial and informative, especially with the direction that Namibia is going in with the motorsport. I would like to thank everybody.
Thank you very much for your participation. Nigeria?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very grateful to FIA for being here. And secondly, the Rwanda Motor Club, we are very grateful for the reception. The lecture is very invigorating, quite unique in its sense, that it's quite different from what we used to know in the past. That's why we learn so much. And because of the new ideas that are coming up with it, it's so unique in its own. And apart from that, we have new ideas that are coming up with lectures, which I quite appreciate. I have never learned a lot from the past, but from what I've learned now, it's a good experience for me. Friendly people, nice environment, good food, wonderful, FIA. Excellent. Wow.
Thank you for all your nice comments. So now just would like to hear Tubes. South Africa, please.
Yeah, I think from our side, just congratulations to Christian and the Rwanda Federation for a fantastic Congress. I think they did an awesome job. And thank you also to the FIA team. I know there's a lot that goes into putting something like this together, so well done and thank you. And I think it's a very useful thing, and if I can just echo what Phineas from Kenya said, is it's part of the African family, and I think meeting people face to face, there's no substitute for that. And I think that's the value of something like this. So well done to everybody.
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you very much. So now we know that we have to work hard for next year and to visit your country. So now we have Tanzania. Tanzania. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank Rwanda for hosting this Congress, also the FIA. The main important thing for me was it's extremely important to have Congress of regional-wise because that establishes the weakness or the strengths of the clubs where they stand, the level of progress they need to make. And I think the FIA has got a lot of areas where they can bring up the clubs from one level to another level. So this kind of forum and Congress is extremely important and they should continue in a wider sense as well. The topics introduced were very good. And for example, like in our zone with East African community, we learned a lot of things that where our clubs are standing, we need to harmonize regulations and so on and so forth. So I think it's extremely helpful and I want to thank FIA for really making an effort to bring us together to go forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Tunisia, we have one representative from the delegator clubs. Yes, here, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the hosting country, Rwanda. My full gratitude for their level of organization and commitment to this Congress and to the members, to the ASNs. I represent Tunisia with a new structure which is full of ambitions, which is granted the full delegation of sporting power this year, and which is aspiring to become a full member of the FIA. For the Congress, it was really beneficial, specifically the exchange of expertise. This is really marvelous. I'm here sitting next to my friend from Uganda, Jeff, who is expert in rallying, and in Tunisia we miss tarmac and gravel rallying, so maybe we will exchange some expertise. We have a lot of experience in drifting and other things. So thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, FIA staff, and hopefully we'll meet again and again.
Thank you very much for your positive comments. And we have Uganda. Everybody's waiting for you because you are the star here. So,
thank you very much. First of all, I would like to appreciate the administration at FIA for a very efficient team that actually challenges us day in, day out. Thank you very much. We'd like to thank once again the FIA for considering Africa. We are now the focus on the entire world, as you can see, this year, next year. Thank you once again. We would like also to thank you for the trends that you are taking to return what belongs to us, the WRC, back in Africa. That project is for Africans and we are ready to back up. Kenya is our frontliner, but it is an entire African continent. Thank you very much. The rest of the feedback came in from CAMS, which was very, very good, held very well. Frederico, thanks so much. The results will be presented to the relevant department and FIA, but we believe next time when we meet once again in South Africa, lots of things to learn about. But don't forget about the insurance as one of the topics. God bless you all.
Thank you. Duly noted. Merci. Zambia.
Well, thank you very much indeed. First of all, I think I would like to thank FIA leadership. I think for the first time, they gave us an opportunity to bring an extra delegate who was fully paid for. I think this is commendable, and definitely we see the trend of you know, FIA every year, something new coming up. So I think would like to commend President Todd and his team for a job well done to give us these 2 tickets and accommodation. Secondly, the contents of the conference were extremely rich. There are 2 issues I think for Zambia that we picked up, especially commercializing of our SNs and also the issue of insurance. I think it has opened all of us, especially the examples that were given by two of the moderators, what could happen and the consequences of that. I think it has really opened us up. And that's why if you see some of those questionnaires, it will feature prominently that we need a full topic on that when we meet in South Africa. Lastly, well, we've attended conferences. I would like to thank Christian and his team. For the first time since I've been attending, I've never seen flags of FIA, the hosting nation, and the club being hosted, you know, in the conference room. To you, my friend, I say job well done. Our appeal again for World Rally Championship Africa, I think all of us as ASNs, let's try and support Phineas to send some teams to go and participate. I mean, it's only next year. It will give a good platform for our drivers. So let's challenge ourselves. Otherwise, thank you.
Thank you. It's duly noted. So the list of your items will be introduced for the next Congress. Zimbabwe?
Really, a lot has been said, but thank you very much to Rwanda Motor Club for a really well-hosted event. We appreciated every minute here. And a big thanks to FIA for their ongoing support for Africa motorsport. The ASN development program we found incredibly useful, and we will be building on that. And a particularly big thanks, as Sam said, for funding a second delegate. We found that very, very helpful. And it's always easy to go back with a delegate who's been to the Congress and you share your thoughts with them. When you go back on your own, you try and speak to others and explain to them, but without being here, it doesn't always go down well. So I would like to thank you very much. And the networking amongst African ASNs and people here is also fantastic. That's where it all happens. A lot happens in the Congress, a lot more happens outside these doors. But thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you very much, really appreciate it. So, yeah, you can applaud if you want, Marquez. And finally, Rwanda, maybe Christian or someone from your club can say something about before the closing speech, or you will maybe express at the closing speech. That's perfect. Okay, thank you very much for your feedback. So Sonia has taken all the notes and the reports of that. Please don't forget that she's the regional coordinator for the region. So if you need anything, please feel free to send her an email. Just would like to thank all experts and the staff. I'm in front of the scene, but behind, I mean, there are many people who work very hard. So just I would like that you give an applaud to all the staff, the GTP experts. You did an amazing job, and without you, it would not have been possible. So thanks for that, and I can see that, when you compare with the other Congress, we were thinking that it's good to come with a full dedicated team. So we increase the number of staff, and then we have, I can see in the room that we have many people here for delivering the Congress, so I'm pleased with that. So now it's the time for starting with the closing speeches session. Just before that, we have a present for you, so just would like to invite the guy responsible for the light to switch off the light. So enjoy.
congresses have been a lifesaver to the continent of Africa, and I thank you very much for making this happen, not only on our continent, but throughout the world. Welcome to the Africa Congress.
In my judgment, Africa's what I think is the one region with the most potential for growing motorsport. So, you know, this is a project specifically designed for you, and we had the ideas for this when we were in Kenya 4 years ago. So let's make African motorsport as strong and as successful as we can, and we'll be there to help you do it.
Africa has recently changed from open road rallying, and we have insisted on closed roads, and which is also part of the Closed Road Commission directives from the FIA.
Finally, for officially open this fourth edition of the FIA Sport Regional Congress Africa, I'm very pleased to invite Jean-Todt on stage. Thank you, President.
This Congress will provide one opportunity to share best practice, and by learning from the projects which are developed by the different ISNs. And I'm sure that it will give the possibility of introducing new initiatives to help the development of motorsport in the region.
We're not stopping those people that don't have an FT3 tank from participation. All we are doing is reclassifying them into a different class.
What we do as a sport is universal. You know, it's not just particular to one ISN or to one region. The sport we do is universal, so therefore the training we want to put is universal, because then we have easily transfer officials and drivers from one ISN region or country to become international. So it's very important that we have a universal approach.
From that we produced a report. Now again, it was important that that report and the plan that came from that report is not just the FIA's plan, because in good management ways, it had to be their plan. It had to be Georgia's plan, their development plan, not just the FIA's.
Without a good safety plan, you will not have a good rally.
So, the ASN reward program, it's not the sport grant program, it's something different. So the benefits of this, it increases the safety of drivers worldwide. It's so important.
Firstly, before you can develop motorsport, you have to develop your ASN. You have to have a proper structure in place.
Our aim with this X-National Crosscar project was to provide something to complete and reinforce the motorsport pyramid, and more particularly in countries where there are difficulties to have different facilities.
We want to work really closely with the ASNs and with the regions to see how we have to develop a rally. We know that the society is changing very fast, and it will affect also rallying. That is something that we really have to take in account.
So you will get the video and all contents. So it will be available through the platform and the link that Sonia will send you next week. Thank you very much for your hard work, because I know it's not an easy task to deliver this video just on time. For you to know, the final video will be managed by the team, including the motorsport activity as well. So it was just for giving you a flavor of what happened during the last 2 days, but the final video will include as well the activity that will run in few minutes, and so you will have the global video by email later. So just would like for the closing speeches session invite Christian on stage for your closing words. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you. I'm very happy and very pleased to hear that everyone enjoyed the hospitality of Rwanda. But this work was done not only by me, but by a big team of those from Rwanda who are in the room. If you can just raise your hand. The technical team, the ushers behind. So this is a teamwork. I cannot take the credit myself. It's a big help by the government of Rwanda. They are supporting us in different ways. And for those who were impressed by the leadership, we thank our President Paul Kagame for his leadership and where he's leading Rwanda too. We hope many African countries can duplicate or even do better for our continent. I would like to thank President Jean Todt again for your time. You flew all the way from Europe via West Africa to East Africa. Tonight you're going to Europe. It's not an easy work, but thank you so much for getting time for us. Thank you so much for the vision for Africa. All the projects, all the grants, we thank you so much for that. Thank you, Deputy President Graham, for being with us. And thank you for staying one more day to visit Rwanda again. So please enjoy. Thanks to the FIA family. I know you have been here working, trying to visit the country, but thank you so much for delivering. Thank you so much to the experts. Thank you so much for the sessions, grants, licensing. This is what we need for Africa. Thank you so much for getting time and take us through that. To the ISNs who managed to participate, thanks for giving Rwanda the opportunity to break the record of hosting the biggest number of ISNs. But I'm a bit scared South Africa is going to beat me next year, but we are growing. So yeah, so just quickly from what we had from the reports, from the group's discussions, Africa is back. I think let's take this as the message back home. Africa is back, we are back on the track. It's up to us now to execute. We have the FIA network, which I'm not really sure if we use it because we connect very rarely on it. But if you can go through that platform, it's like visiting all the FIA offices in 1 second. So you have, it's a one-stop center for all the information you want. So please, let's use it as much as we can. Let's have our only monthly or bi-monthly webinars between the African clubs. We don't have to wait every 1 year to meet for a congress. We can do it. I know Mobility is doing it, and it's working very well. Let's develop new disciplines. There is a word which has been repeated several times during these 3 days, the pyramid. So we have to make sure we follow the pyramid. We cannot reach the pinnacle without following the pyramid. So let's have more disciplines. Let's have much of grassroots activities in Africa. That's all I wish to us. Let's follow the movement. Let's work together. Africa is changing. You are all aware of the free trade movements which was signed this year by all the African heads of state. People can move freely in Africa. So let's also make motorsport move freely, make it easier, less complication on licenses and cross-border championship. So if we can do it. Next year in South Africa, it's a personal request. It has nothing to do with a host club. Let's bring more young people. That's all the ISNs. Let's try to bring more young people. I know that we need experience from the old people, but if we can also bring more young people so that we work on the sustainability. By closing, I would like to bring your attention to mobility. We got the chance of being with the mobility friends of us. We are also very concerned about mobility. Africa has got only, if I'm not wrong, 2% of the vehicles on the globe, but we have got the highest rate of road accidents. So it's not easy to connect those 2 points. So it's up to us now to work on it jointly with the mobility clubs to help them. My last message, let's work as CEOs. All the club presidents, let's give ourselves a motto to work as CEOs. CEO of companies, we need to have a plan. We need to mobilize resources which we need, and we need to put in actions what we have planned. If no plan, I believe no meeting next year in South Africa. So it's a clear message we got. Let's work on it. Less bureaucracy, less politics, let's focus, let's work much as we can. And it starts with us. It's our responsibility. We have to deliver. By closing, there is more coffee and tea packages for those who want to take more at home. If you still have space in your luggages, please, as you step out, you can take 1 or 2 more books, as many as you can. Thank you. Travel safe back home. May God bless you. See you again next year.
Surrender, please, may I invite you on stage for your closing words.
To Rwanda Automobile Club, thank you very much indeed. Your hospitality has been exceptional. The facilities are amazing in Rwanda. Rwanda seems to have come a long way in the last 5 years, and we're very, very happy to be here and proud to be with you. To the FIA, this, in my opinion, has been the best Africa Congress we've had, and as we go along, we seem to get better every year. It's been very informative. All the clubs have been attentive. Not one person fell asleep throughout the 2 days. It's really incredible, and I think we had the best Congress ever. Next year in South Africa, it can only get better. Thank you. And thank you to everybody, especially President Todd, Deputy President Graham Stoker, the FIA family, all the club presidents that made time to come and be with us. I think we have 9 presidents here, 9 club presidents. And to all the staff from the Rwanda Automobile Club who did so much, always with a smile, thank you very much indeed. And lastly, I want to say that Africa progresses, younger people come. Look at Kenya's team is completely full of young people. There is progression in all aspects. Zambia rally this year was one of very good events organized by a very young team. So there are young people involved in our sport, and we must also, like Christian says, bring them into the fold of the management of the sport. Maybe they're still competing at the moment, but bringing them into management will also help. To everybody, thank you again, and we'll see you soon in maybe the next ARC rally, many of you, in Tanzania next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Surinder. And finally, I'm pleased to invite Jean-Todd for closing the Congress. So, please, the floor is yours.
So thank you for all of us. I mean, for me, probably the most rewarding thing is to know that you have been happy. So, I mean, through your comments, your statements, through your declaration in the form you have been filling, you have been very happy, and it makes me happy. I was just thinking, listening to our friends, I was remembering 9 years back, exactly 9 years back, I was at the time campaigning to be elected president of the FIA. And unfortunately, I did not have time to go and visit all the countries, so I was phoning with my team. And I remember phoning the lady, I'm not sure I remember her name, she was the president of the Zambia FIA representative. And she said, you know, you're asking me to vote for you, but after that we will not hear about you anymore and we will not see you. And I said, no, I mean, I don't think you can say that. Give me a chance. because if I'm elected president of the FIA, I promise I will come and visit you, and I will try really to address the situation in your country and help your country and help the region. And I keep saying, you know, words are not enough, but you need to have facts. And for me, I mean, it is a fact to see you happy here today, to see what you have been developing and what you have been achieving. So that was for me a very pleasing thing. Of course, I want to thank Christian and his team. You have been doing a very good job. Everybody is happy. I was just as a joke saying you even built this Congress Center to host us, because last time I came we just had a tour before coming to this final meeting in the city. And I remember when I came in 2010, I was staying in the Serena Hotel, and here was just empty space, and we saw. So, I mean, it's also fascinating and encouraging to see how a country like Rwanda has been developing over the last 10 years. Of course, there is still a lot to be done, but when you have good leaders, when you have people with ambitions, we know what we can achieve, and it's what I was also saying last night. We need you to develop motorsport, to develop some topics, and if you are able to do that, and of course with all our FIA organization, with our FIA team, we can also support you, but we cannot support you if you are not also willing to be very active. So I think we can be happy to see how things are progressing, how things are moving. Hopefully soon we will have one rally back in the World Championship. I'm very also happy to have Rallycross, which is part of the World Rallycross calendar in South Africa. And what was available 30, 40 years ago, I mean, is coming back. So it has been a difficult part for the country, for the region, but things have been progressing in a very encouraging way. And at the level of the FIA, as I always said, we will give you as much support as we can give you. And I also want to thank the FIA team who have been doing a brilliant job. Thank you, Graham, for joining. Thank you, Surinder. Thank you, Alain. Thank you, Andrew, for, I always remind you, I mean, how important it is to have you with us and to speak about the evolution of the development task force. Soon, I mean, this afternoon, we will have some more entertaining. I know that you made me some surprise. I saw one helmet and one overall in my office. I don't know what you want me to do out of it, but we will try. And South Africa, I mean, it's the biggest asset of our global organization is to have motoring, sport organization, and road users mobility organization, and to make them working together. And also I remember, it's not yet perfect, but I remember most of the, except the ASN, of course, but by nature, but otherwise ASN and Automobile Association, mobility clubs, they did not know each other. They were not talking to each other. And now they communicate, they speak to each other, and they have common programs, because when we speak about road safety, I mean, road safety is not only for mobility, because we want to have safety as a main parameter for motor racing. And as I often say, motor racing is not only a show, it's also a laboratory. So we want the laboratory of motorsport being useful on the road and make a difference. So that's why I feel I give you a very strong responsibility to be my envoys in your countries, on addressing road safety. Because you will agree with me that then we were talking 2% of the park of cars in Africa, and about 20 to 25% of the road fatalities and injuries. So that's figures who do speak by themselves, and we cannot accept that. You cannot accept that either. So you need to help me, to help above all your governments to address, to lobby them, to push them, to criticize them positively. So we know what we need to do all together to go where we want to go. And you have all the passion, you have the determination. Yesterday I was saying some vitamin C, it's always good for everybody. My wife, she remembers me every day, take some vitamin C, which I should do more. But anyway, we must have this passion, we must have this dedication, and work together for the benefit of motorsport, for the benefit of the society, for the benefit of your club, and for the benefit of the FIA. Thank you.
So, President, thank you very much. So you can stay close to me, Christian as well, Surrender, Graham. So we'll do the little protocol very quickly, and in 10 minutes we'll go straight to the motorsport activity. So Surrender, Alain as well as the zone coordinator, and we'll organize now the medal and the certificate of participation. So could you please just move on the screen behind me for the picture? It would be nicer. And let's start with the first country. So I'm pleased to call Botswana. So please, Botswana delegation, and please applaud each delegation for their contribution. And back on here. So we take a picture, then the picture will be sent you as well by email. So now we just would like to call Burundi. Burundi, s'il vous plaît, Prosper, the new president. Now I would like to call Congo, please. So Serge, s'il te plaît, viens nous retrouver. On va appeler Serge pour les efforts qu'il fait, for the efforts of Serge traveling, coming here. Merci beaucoup. Merci à toi d'être avec nous. Merci. Le photographe va prendre une photo. Voilà, un petit sourire et vous êtes parfait. Maintenant, j'appelle la Côte d'Ivoire. Donc, des applaudissements pour la Côte d'Ivoire, s'il vous plaît. Alain, tu es déjà prêt? Parfait. Petite photo de famille. Now I'm pleased to call Eritrea. So the delegate from Eritrea, please come with me. So just now, would like to call Ethiopia, please. Ethiopia. Now I would like to call the delegation from Kenya, please. Maintenant, j'appelle Madagascar. Maintenant, j'aurai l'île Maurice. Christian. Now I would like to call Mozambique, the two representatives. And we can applaud Marquez. Thank you, Marquez, for being with us in many years. We know that it's your last Congress, but we will see you again for sure. Motorsport is a small family. Namibia, please. Now I would like to call Nigeria. South Africa, please. Now I would like to call Tanzania. I would like to call Tunisia, s'il vous plaît. When they will be affiliated as the new SN, they will get the trophy. So now just would like to call Uganda, please. Zambia? Zambia, please. Now we have Zimbabwe. Now we have a delegation of the CAMS body, so the association. So we prepared some certificate of participation for the CAMS members. So please, also it's the occasion for me to thank Henriette for your help. So please come on stage to receive a certificate of participants. And we have Willie as well, Richard. So please come here. Richard as well. All together, yes. And finally, we would like to thank our host country. So you can applaud Rwanda Motorsport Association. One more, yes. And the team will come to join you. So we ask all volunteers and your team, you have a big trophy as a host country given by the president, sorry. And we have another trophy for you as well, as the ISN, as a participant ISN, and the certificate of participation for everybody. So again, just please applaud them. We were very proud and happy to be with you. You're a nice country, nice people, and we will remember forever. Thank you so much. So finally, again, thank you to all the experts and all the team, the technician, Stella, who is behind and delivered a great content to all of you, the photographer, the cameraman, and see you soon for the next FIA event. And now we have a nice things for Jean doing, so all the best for your surprise.
I'd also like to extend a very big thank you to Frederic. Frederic, you put all this together for us. Thank you very much indeed.
She put together, you said they put everything together.
So, thank you. We have a first demo of a cross car, and in continuity we have a karting demonstration, and also with some kind of a ride available for delegates. If I don't see you again, I would just like to wish you a very nice trip back. We keep in touch, and we hope that we'll be able to help you to move forward and help you during the next months. Thank you very much, and see you in December for those who will attend the General Assembly in Russia. Thanks, Surinder.
So what is next now?
the congresses have been a lifesaver to the continent of Africa, and I thank you very much for making this happen, not only on our continent, but throughout the world. Welcome to the Africa Congress.
In my judgment, Africa's what I think is the one region with the most potential for growing motorsport. So, this is a project specifically designed for you, and we had the ideas for this when we were in Kenya 4 years ago. So let's make African motorsport as strong and as successful as we can, and we'll be there to help you do it.
Africa has recently changed from open road rallying, and we have insisted on closed roads, and which is also part of the Closed Road Commission's directives from the FIA.
Finally, for officially open this fourth edition of the FIA Sport Regional Congress Africa, I'm very pleased to invite Jean Todt on stage. Thank you, President.
This Congress will provide one opportunity to share best practice, and by learning from the projects which are developed by the different ISNs. And I'm sure that it will give the possibility of introducing new initiatives to help the development of motorsport in the region.
We're not stopping those people that don't have an FT3 tank from